So this is basically before and after, okay?
Yeah.
Hopefully you can see a quite clear change in terms of the distance from the ball there with your arms and your legs, okay? So you're a lot more relaxed over the ball there, arms are hanging down, there's a bit more daylight here for your arms, there's a little bit more of a stretch, okay? Now, as a result of that, I think your back looks a little bit more rounded as well. You're generally a bit more back on your heels, so therefore now you're reaching for that golf ball. And as a result of your setup being such and you having to reach out for it, you then got to try and make that compensation to stretch. And you saw when you're swinging the golf club here now, if we zoom out a little bit, okay, as you went back, your elbow position on the way back was pretty good, nothing wrong there. As you go through a sort of a stretch there, head trying to stay down, okay, left heel kind of lifting off the ground, you can just about see, and the weight staying down, not much head movement there, and quite a restrictive kind of cramp swing. Now you hit the ball okay, let's be fair, nothing wrong with that shot, but it took you about 7 or 8 shots to kind of figure out where that ball was. Some of the shots sort of pinging low left, low right, and so on and so forth. And again, if you're making compensations to try and reach out for that golf ball, the consistency level is never going to be there, okay? So this one here now for me looks a lot better in terms of the setup, a lot more relaxed, okay? We said take the pressure out of the grip, takes the pressure out of the forearms, and out the shoulders, the back, and everything is nice and relaxed. We can then just swing things nice and freely, okay? So if you go back, you make a nice good L shape going back there, lovely. Nice, we're going back there with the hinge of the wrist, that's good. Then from there now, and one thing there I think from memory, that's a longer backswing, It's a longer backswing just because you're looser now and more comfortable over the ball. Because your back is slightly straighter and there's less stretch. If you're stretching, you've got tension up the shoulder blades there, it's hard to turn your body. So without even thinking about getting a longer backswing, we're now creating a longer backswing if it gives more power. Okay, just by making one adjustment there. So longer backswing as you come back to the golf ball, nice strike, and we can see twisting through. The body now is fully rotating, therefore your swing now is a lot fuller in terms of where your swing finishes compared to kind of that one there. I mean, that's sort of still head sort of crunched up with your shoulders there, hands very limited there. Club hasn't gone through that far. That move there, we sort of just watch this in sort of full speed on the right hand side. I can't go back to start. The swing itself just looks nice and, oh, it's in slow motion, sorry, very slow. There we go. Just a nice sort of free flow to that golf swing. Okay. Boosh. And then this one here now looks a little bit kind of restricted as you go through. So exactly. And that's the thing. And if you do that over a lot of shots, you're going to stiffen up. You're going to get tight. You're going to get pressure in your fingers. Things start hurting. So no good. And also as well, if you said you've got a slight issue with the left shoulder, it's not an issue in terms of normal day-to-day life. Exactly. If you're going to swing a golf club with your head trying to stay down, your shoulders want to basically rotate that way. So if the top part of your spine is staying down here and your shoulders are trying to do this, arms are trying to go this way, head staying down there, the weight staying on the back foot, so you've got a lot of conflicting movements there. Arms that way with the club, head going that way, weight going that way. It's like it could put more undue pressure on the shoulder than you need to. And what you may find, and in years to come, I've done some work with our chiropractor here on site, people have kind of created or worsened injuries because of the way they swing a golf club. Whether it's because of a poor posture, whether it's because they're trying to keep their head down, whether it's because they're trying to do whatever it may be, issues they've had that haven't really been a problem have got aggravated and niggled because of the swing. And it worsens and worsens, and then you start just popping pills and stuff. It's no good at all. So in terms of the setup, as you said, just to sort of summarise, closer, okay, more on top of the ball, much more relaxed. Your arms sort of hang down from the shoulders. We're gripping it in the fingers, and the grip pressure is nice and loose, which you kind of got straight away. You felt even more aware of that once we sort of showed that grip pressure.
The grip actually changed because it was
exactly. And the thing is, then you can create that hinge of the wrist, as we say. If you're locking your fingers out here, forearms get tight, arms get tight, and then it gets tight. Okay, and then swing-wise, all we're kind of focusing on now is creating that L on the way back, which you do really nicely.
It's interesting because when I'm doing it, I don't necessarily feel like it's happening. So
exactly, and that's
obviously the good thing.
Perfect, exactly. We want the swing to be as natural as possible, so it just swings back that any thought at all. When you throw a rugby ball, you don't think about, I've got to do this with my arm. You just, there's the person there, and you just fling it. So it's more of a natural move. Arms come back to a good position, nice strike of the ball. You see your head now sort of moving with the ball there. There's no head down there at all, but there's no top of that shot whatsoever, and body's starting to rotate through up onto that left side. In time we get a bit more movement down here, but to start with, just try and get that L12 position, get that body rotating. The reason why we were gripping down the club, it just shows the end of the club thing at the bottom, so you kind of see where if it's hinged this way, if you're sort of here,
it forces you into
where exactly. So you're trying to sort of make the butt end of the club kind of come visible from both sides of the swing. Okay, so I'd work on that again. That's a may sound. I say to guys, look, if you're at home with put the kettle in the kitchen, just stand there while the kettle's boiling, just have a couple of swings, gripping down the club. It's a shorter club, roof shouldn't be a problem, hopefully. So just have some small little swings just to get the feeling of how that club's going to work around the body. You start feeling the body kind of moving a bit more.
Yeah, it's an unnatural movement, isn't
rather
it?
than trying to stay down and keep your head down and get under it and stuff. So does that kind of make sense of you?
Yeah, definitely. No,
excellent, good stuff.